Hello everyone, how you doing? It's Janine. I wanted to jump on here. In fact, Spirit gave me the brief to jump on here and say about love and relationships. It must be going on in the collective at the moment to love and relationships. So let's get into it. As a psychic medium, I've really learned over the years with the readings. I do, with Spirit, I love giving my Spirit readings and everything, but love and relationships is my main thing as well, helping you to find new love, helping you to heal in relationships. It's a lot of what my path and my purpose to help you guys. So a lot of you have been asking me recently, I've kind of seen a phase of it kind of coming up about finding love or being happy on your own or moving in between phases of letting someone go and then finding new love. Now, what I've got to say is that when we are in transition, now remember, a lot of people, when you work on yourself, you really raise your vibration, and that makes the pool of people who you're gonna attract are gonna be different or smaller. It's a smaller pool. Spirit, we're going, it's a smaller pool, a pull towards you and a pool of people, because when you work on yourself and you raise your vibration, that's the reason why a lot of us or a lot of people don't change, because they know that they may feel alone or go through times of isolation. It's happening to so many people at the moment. Okay, you're not alone, and I don't want you to feel alone. Okay, so what they're kind of saying to me is we must take, when we've been through a period of transition with a relationship, and now I'm not just talking about, I want you to fit this in to do with all your love and relationships, family perhaps, friendships perhaps, love and relationships, absolutely. Okay, so what I want you to do is take inventory, that's what Spirit was saying, of your last relationship. Okay, what went wrong? What could you have done differently? What happened in that? Not a lot of us, we move on so quickly or fast or want to get over it that we move to somebody else or something else to fill the void. But it's so important to take time. And that time, and I'm speaking for myself, this isn't me. I think it's amazing to be on your own, and I am not judging anybody for being on your own, but Spirit really say to me that we grow and we heal and we evolve with partnership. And in one area of our life, so one area of my life at the moment, I always think it's good to speak from your own experience. From one area of my life at the moment, I've said no, enough. I am closing that door is shut at the moment, and that's cool because that's my healing. That's how I'm working on things, okay? But we can get so used to being behind that door that we're not willing to make the move to the next door or go through the hallway or the phase of the next part. And that's the feeling sometimes as we get older, it can be very hard to move on, okay, from what's hurt us. But that's why it's important to do a clean up of the past. And even if you haven't done it before, you can always do it now. Write it down. How did you feel about the last relationship? What went wrong? Could be a friendship, could be something else that happened that made you shut a door, and it was for your own healing that you did so, okay? But now, life is wanting you to progress, evolve, and move on. And when you are raising your vibration, it does feel a bit lonely. It does feel like I don't fit in with many people anymore. I don't resonate with them. So Spirit will also say, don't make this a really long video. I may jump on a live on Facebook or something to explain this a bit more. But it's really good to be around people or to have evidence in your life of people who are having good relationships. Who around you, could be the past even, or you saw your mum and dad or your grandmother and your granddad, no relationship is perfect. But I think sometimes we can fit into slots within people who are also going through stuff that we're going through. And actually we need someone around us to say, hey, this is pretty good. My relationship's good. It's working out. We're giving and taking. We're compromising. We're finding the balance. We're having good chemistry. We're having good sex. Thanks, Spirit, for that. We're having a good time here. It's really possible for you to have that too, because it's important not to be like in that feeling of, because when you are working through abuse, when you're working through trauma, when you're working through things that have hurt you, it's that isolating to heal. We do have to feel it to heal it. And those triggers and those things that you have buried really want to come up to the surface to be healed, okay? So when you're in a transition from a relationship, so you don't quite know if you're going to go back or it's never going to happen or it's never going to move forward, it's really important to see how karmically one relationship impacts the other. So yes, it's important to look back at childhood. Yes, it's important to look back at what happened in your past, but it's also important how you've treated people, because one relationship impacts the other. So that could be friends who you've treated karmically you've let them down, or you've been so obsessed with one thing that you've let certain other areas of your life slip. We all do it. But I do feel like when you're in that transition, we can go back to, I don't know why they're making me say this, but there we go, past friendships, or, oh, I'll pick you up. It's really important not to pick up and put people down. If you don't want it done to you, don't do it to other people, because it's almost like we can move in phases. Loyalty, commitment, discipline are very important, okay? And not giving yourself, it's important how we give ourselves to one person, to one thing, but not to eliminate other things in the process, okay? To realize it's important to be a good friend, to realize it's important to be a good partner. And we have that responsibility that's placed on us. Look, I've made a few notes. So I've said who in your life really displays, or maybe it's the past for you. They're just re-emphasizing that, I think. Changing your type, okay? Changing your type is important. We do sometimes I remember being younger and liking a bad boy and people who didn't treat me properly, perhaps to play out my past with my parents in some ways of the rejection and the abandonment and feelings of to kind of heal that pain. I hear a George Michael song in my head, Heal the Pain. Maybe listen to that music. Also, they were going on about garnet being amazing for you, okay? It's funny, I dug this bracelet out today. It's like calling my name. Garnet's massive for building the new, for building friendships. We all talk about letting go, but we don't talk about how to build the new, do we? It's like that new is like unfamiliar to us. I'd rather go back to what I know. Even if that past was painful, even though that past hurt me, I'd rather go back to what I know than reach out to something new. Does that make sense? Okay, you're asking me to pull you guys a card. I just want to say again, and I'll probably jump on the Facebook just to make this a little bit more clearer. And it can be in any element of our lives. We can get very fixated or stuck on what's going to hurt us, not what's going to heal us. And then we don't lift our vibration enough for the new beginnings to come in. Now, also with timing, with relationships, once you've done that work on yourself, again, I said the pool's smaller of people you're going to meet, but you will, if you're meant to meet someone, you will. And Spirit are reminding me that it always happens when you're not looking. It always happens when you're not bloody looking, You're busy doing something else. And it's often something, I remember back before I met my husband, that I was very into looking after myself. For the first time ever in my life, I was 27, 28, and I'd really put it all into me. I'd gone to get fit. I was loving getting fit. I'd had some body dysmorphia, but I was really healing myself, and I was putting a lot of passion into that, and also into my work and building a client base with my makeup business. And I was really passionate about it. And it was kind of quite unexpected that I met somebody new. I wasn't really wanting it or looking for it. That's another sign where you're releasing the energy. You're not so hung up. When we're so hung up, we can't get in what's meant for us, okay? Really important points made on this thing. I knew they would. I knew Spirit would come through. Let's pull a card for you guys, okay? Let's see what they want to say as well about spirit and love relationship. There's so much to go into depth with this, and I really do want to talk to you a bit more about it. Protect your energy, okay? What Spirit? Thank you, Spirit, about saying that, okay? And also, I knew I wanted to pull that card. I needed to do two, and new beginnings, okay? Look at all the colour on her. Peacock, showing off, being yourself. But you may feel at this time, I need to protect. And that's completely part of the path. We have to shut down. We sometimes, not shut down our heart. No, no, no. We have to say no. We have to say what's for us, so that Spirit, the universe knows. We know what we want. That's why it's so important to do inventory. Such a long word, and I know Spirit when they say that. Inventory of your last relationship, your last friendship. Why didn't it work? Why did it go wrong? What could you have done differently? Could you have done something sooner? And did you not? Did you hold on for dear life to that, okay? Lovely bubble of energy kind of coming up, grounding. I'm getting the trees, so much nature, or calling in your spirit tree that wants to work with you, okay? A bit more to say about that, but protect your energy. Spirit want me to talk about it, why? It's got to be more balance, okay? About giving and receiving, and when to hold back, and when to let someone else come forward, okay? That doesn't mean you do it on purpose. It just is a natural flow of energy. And to not kind of reach out or keep feeling like I've got to be the one who's always giving, or the one who's always, and also with spirit, let them come to you and help you. If you've asked, let them come in, let them come to help you. But to protect yourself in ways of, because this is a difficult one, spirit just wanting to come through a bit more. It's a difficult one because we can guard our heart. We can be too protective. We can be too like, no, it's my way or the highway, or you do what I want you to do. Lovely fairy, a fae energy with fun, with romance, believing in love again. And again, seeing who's around you. Maybe you see the couple on the street and they're old and they're holding hands, you know, and the spirit will put these people on our path who are very in love, and it's to help our hearts to heal, to help us believe again. And it's also a thing, I was getting this recently about the tears and crying and kind of going, why isn't it happening for me? When's it going to be my time? What have I done wrong? Part of crying or feeling emotional or feeling rejection or any way, really going into that vulnerability can be massively a healing for us. It doesn't have, as long as we don't stay in it, it's not victim-y either. It's kind of going, you know, I feel sad for me. I feel like sad for me that this hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to. And then we rise. And then we can uplift ourselves in another way of thinking, healing and being, okay? They're also saying to me a little bit, God, I knew I'd do a long video here, so let's hope we can get it on something. They don't always take the longer videos that I do on the platforms. Okay, so also saying about relationships that are in the here and now and really focusing on the positive around them, because you've likely, if you've done some good work on yourself or you've been on your own for a little bit and you've kind of really reflected on your patterns and stuff like that, and now you've met somebody, boy, is that going to trigger your stuff. It's the best thing. Spirit, give it to me. It's the best thing for our learning and our evolution about romantic love or partnership or the person who's closest to us. It may mean, though, that we're already evolved and got things going on. So please don't, no, I'm not judging anyone for being on their own. You know, there's things in my life that I've had to say no to. And I feel very on my own about some things. I feel that sometimes we don't get everything. But we can have a good shot at it. I'm telling you, we really can. So Spirit, give me that. Give that person chances. Realize when your own stuff is being triggered, because if you've been on your own for a while, that will come up to the surface again. It's absolutely going to happen again. Like, you're going to feel all those emotions that you've probably buried. You've probably done some work reflecting, but it's still going to come to the surface. And also, you're reaching your compromise together. You're reaching your understanding. You're reaching your, you've got to knock down each other's boundaries sometimes and get to know each other. And that can take some arguments or confrontation, or, don't be scared to speak your truth. It's very much coming up around next week, but we'll get into that next week, shall we? I'm sending you so much love. I just want to say, Spirit, have you got anything else to say? As they always do, but we'll hold on to next week. I've loved making this video. If you like these videos and want me to do more, please comment below more what you'd like to hear about, and I'll do another one very soon. Take care, guys. Lots of love. Bye.